Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is day 101 of the Bible reading challenge or the Bible reading journey that we are taking. If you are watching via YouTube, there should be episode 134 for you. And today we are reading the first of the messes that King Saul made, and one of them is that he sacrificed it. He could not wait. He was not. He was not patient enough to wait for Samuel to come and sacrifice. He decided to sacrifice himself. He could not wait for Samuel. And Samuel told him, now you have done foolishly. Because of this, your kingdom will not be forever in your house. God has sought someone else that is going to replace you. And there is a battle that is going on, or there is a siege that is going on. But no one is attacking the other army. Saul is situated in his own quarter, and the Philistines are situated in their own quarter. No one is attacking. But then Jonathan decides to go and attack, and he says one of the verses that I love so much in the Bible, that there is no restraint to the Lord to save by many or by few. This means that God can save by many or by few, just like he can save by many. And so now we want to read on and hear what happens from verse 8. We are in 1 Samuel. Today we were reading 1 Samuel 13 and 1 Samuel 14. So now we are in 1 Samuel chapter number 14, and we are in verse 8. The Bible says, then said Jonathan, behold, we will pass over unto these men, and we will discover ourselves unto them. If they say thus unto us, tarry until we come to you, then we will stand still in our place, and we will not go up unto them. But if they say, come up unto us, then we will go up, for the Lord hath delivered them into our hand, and this shall be a sign unto us. Remember, Jonathan is the one that is, the next heir. He's the heir to the throne. This is why we are being shown that the reason why God rejected the house of Saul, it was not because of Jonathan. I believe this is why this was written. It is to show us that Jonathan was not a bad person. It was because of his father. So Jonathan says, this shall be a sign. If we go and the people see us, or the army of the Philistines see us, and they tell us, wait for us there, we are coming, we will know that the Lord has not given us this battle, or we are not going to win. But if they tell us, come down to us and we will show you, the way you used to tell each other when you were boys, kuja nikuonyeshe, come, I will show you what I do to people, then I will know that the Lord has given me victory over these people, and we will go and fight them. Now, what happens? Verse number 11, the Bible says, and both of them discovered themselves unto the garrison of the Philistines, and the Philistines said, behold, the Hebrews come forth out of the holes where they had hid themselves. Remember, the people were so afraid that they started hiding in holes, in caves, and ran off and scattered. And King Saul was only left with about 600 people. The brave ones. But everybody else scattered and hid themselves in holes and in caves. They were afraid of the Philistines. So when the Philistines see Jonathan and his servant, his armor bearer were people that would carry the shield for the king, or for their lord, or for their master. So they say they are coming out of their holes. And so, verse number 12, the Bible says, and the men of the garrison answered Jonathan and his armor bearer and said, come up to us, and we will shew you a thing. And Jonathan said unto his armor bearer, come up after me, for the Lord had delivered them into the hand of Israel. And Jonathan climbed up. Remember, this was a sign. He said, if they say, come, we will know we are going to defeat them. But if they say, wait, let us come, it was like if they tell you, stop right there, we are coming, stop, don't move. The way police say, that tells you we are under siege, we are going to be finished, we are going to be annulled. But if they say, come, then we will know we will defeat them. So verse 13, the Bible says, and Jonathan climbed up upon his hand and upon his feet, and his armor bearer after him, and they fell before Jonathan, and his armor bearer slew after him. And that first slaughter which Jonathan and his armor bearer made was about 20 men, within as it were an half acre of land which a yoke of oxen might plow. Verse 15, the Bible says, Verse 15 says, and there was trembling in the host in the field, and among all the people, the garrison and the spoilers, they also trembled, and the earth quaked. So it was a very great trembling. And the watchmen of Saul in Gibeah of Benjamin looked at, behold, the multitude melted away, and they went on bearing down one another. And then said Saul unto the people that were with him, number now, and see who is gone from us. And they numbered, and when they had numbered, behold, Jonathan and his armor bearer were not there. And Saul said unto Ahiah, bring hither the ark of God, for the ark of God was at that time with the children of Israel. And it came to pass, while Saul talked unto the priest, that the noise that was in the host of the Philistines went on and increased. And Saul said unto the priest, withdraw thine hand. And Saul and all the people that were with him assembled themselves, and they came to the battle. And behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a great discomfiture. Verse 21, the Bible says, moreover, the Hebrews that were with the Philistines before that time, which went up with them into the camp from the country round about, even they also turned to be with the Israelites that were with Saul and Jonathan. Likewise all the men of Israel which had hid themselves in Mount Ephraim, when they heard that the Philistines fled, even they also followed hard after them in the battle. So verse 23, so the Lord saved Israel that day, and the battle passed over unto Bethaven. So what happened is that we have read that as Jonathan climbed with his hands and feet, 20 men attacked them, and he would wrestle them down, and his armor bearer would strike them with a sword and kill them. And they killed about 20. When they killed 20, then the Lord quaked, or there was another quake in the camp of the Philistine. And the Philistine feared. The Philistine started fighting one another, and they killed each other. And they were killing each other and crying out. There was confusion. There was a discomfiture. They killed each other. And when Saul and his men came, they found people had been slaughtered. And now everybody else, even them that had hid and had run away, they came and joined, Saul. Verse 24, and the men of Israel were distressed that day, for Saul had adjured the people, saying, cursed be the man that eateth any food until evening, that I may be avenged of my enemies. So none of the people had taste of any food. This is another foolish thing, another foolish vow that Saul had made. This is another mistake that he made. The vow that is equal to what was made by Jephthah when he said, whatever comes out of my house I will sacrifice. Now Saul had laid a curse on people and said no one is supposed to eat anything until this war is done. So people are fighting, people are hungry, and they cannot eat, so they were distressed. Verse number 25, the Bible says, and all they of the land came to a wood, and there was honey upon the ground. And when the people were come into the wood, behold, the honey dropped, but no man put his hand in his ear to his mouth, for the people feared the oath. But Jonathan had not, when his father charged the people with the oath. Wherefore he put forth his hand of the rod that was in his hand, and dipped it in a honeycomb, and put his hand to his mouth, and his eyes were enlightened. Jonathan had not heard, he was not around, so he did not hear when his father was cursing people or was putting an oath on the people, telling them that nobody should eat until we are done. So when he came to the people are passing by the honey, no one could touch it. No one could touch the honey, even if they were hungry, even if they were about, even to faint out of hunger. Nobody could touch because they feared. But Jonathan had not heard, so he dipped his stick and ate, and his eyes were enlightened because he was now energized to continue fighting. Verse number 28, then answered one of the people and said, thy father straitly charged the people with a note saying, cursed be the man that eateth any food this day. And the people were faint. Now, remember, God is looking for an occasion also to remove the house of Saul from the throne. So this curse that Saul has laid on people, it will affect his son. He will not be able to reign over Israel. Verse 29, the Bible says, and then said Jonathan, my father hath troubled the land. See, I pray you, how mine eyes have been enlightened, because I tasted a little of this honey. How much more, if haply the people had eaten freely today of the spoil of their enemies which they have found? For had there not been now a much great slaughter among the Philistines? So Jonathan says, why would my father do this? If the people are charged, would we have done more than this? Verse 31, the Bible says, and they smote the Philistines that day from Michmash to Aijalon, and the people were very faint, and the people flew upon the spoil and took sheep and oxen and calves and slew them to the ground, and the people did eat them with the blood. With the blood, now they have done even another abomination. Remember, God has charged the people of Israel never to eat anything with its blood, but now they ate it with the blood. Then they told Saul, saying, behold, the people sin against the Lord, in that they eat with the blood. And he said, ye have transgressed. Roll a great stone unto me this day. And Saul said, disperse yourselves among the people, and say unto them, bring me hither every man his ox and every man his sheep, and slay them here and eat, and sin not against the Lord in eating with the blood. And all the people brought every man his ox with him that night, and slew there and slain them there. And Saul built an altar unto the Lord. The same was the first altar that he built unto the Lord. Okay, that's something to note. And Saul said, let us go down after the Philistines by night and spoil them until the morning light, and let us not have a man of them. And they said, do whatsoever seemeth good unto thee. Then said the priest, let us draw near hither unto God. And Saul asked counsel of God, shall I go down after the Philistines? Wilt thou deliver them into the hand of Israel? But he answered him not that day. And Saul said, draw ye near hither, all the chief of the people, and know and see wherein this sin hath been this day. For as the Lord liveth, which saveth Israel, though it be in Jonathan my son, he shall surely die. He shall surely die. But there was not a man among all the people that answered him. Then said he unto all Israel, be ye on one side, and I and Jonathan my son will be on the other side. And the people said unto Saul, do what seemeth good unto thee. Therefore Saul said unto the Lord of Israel, give a perfect lot. And Saul and Jonathan were taken, but the people escaped. And Saul said, cast the lot between me and Jonathan my son. And Jonathan was taken. And then Saul said to Jonathan, tell me what thou hast done. And Jonathan told him and said, I did but taste a little honey with the end of the rod that was in mine hand, and lo, I must die. And Saul answered, God do so and more also, for thou shalt surely die, Jonathan. Verse 45, and the people said unto Saul, shall Jonathan die, who hath wrought great salvation in Israel? God forbid. As the Lord liveth, there shall not one hair of his head fall to the ground, for he hath wrought with God this day. So the people rescued Jonathan, that he died not. Saul was ready to kill Jonathan, but the people saved him. I want us to push this a little bit more, because we just have 5 or so about 7 verses to read. So allow me to read. I know the time is very much spent, but allow me to read so that we can do this in two parts. Then Saul went up from following the Philistine, and the Philistines went to their own place. So Saul took the kingdom of Israel and fought against all his enemies on every side, against Moab and against the children of Ammon and against Edom and against kings of Zoba and against Philistines, and whithersoever he turned himself, he vexed them. He gathered an host and smote the Amalekites and delivered Israel out of the hands of them that spoiled them. Now the sons of Saul were Jonathan and Ishui and Melchishua, and the names of his 2 daughters were these. The name of the firstborn was Merab, and the name of the younger was Michal. And the name of Saul's wife was Ahinoam, the daughter of Ahimaaz, and the name of the captain of his host was Abner, the son of Ner, Saul's uncle. And Kish was the father of Saul, and Ner was the father of Abner, was the son of Abiel. Verse 52, which is the last verse, says, and there was Saul war against Philistines all the days of Saul. And when Saul saw any strong man or any valiant man, he took him unto him. I will not even explain any further from here because now we are almost hitting the 16-minute mark. So allow me to pause it at this point. Join me tomorrow even as we continue and see what happens in this story of King Saul and Jonathan. Until tomorrow, may God bless you, may God keep you, may God lift you higher than I am. Shalom, and keep the faith.